Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I believe today is 164. I might be wrong on that, but yeah, today is not too bad. I made a decent amount of calls. I got a couple offers out there. I did find out that one of the old leads that I skipped for some reason. I don't know. They were basically a mortgage takeover. It was like my ninth lead I sent or I had in my CRM before. I called them today and they're like, yeah, like we just started the short sale process for this home. And I was like, damn, it. If I called them when I called them, it might have actually worked out for a mortgage takeover. I learned how mortgage takeovers work today as well. So, or not how, but like more in depth of it. So basically, the premise is the property gets put into a trust. That trust is then owned by the buyer of the property alongside the seller of the property. The seller owns just a small portion, just in case. Say you miss like 2 months of payments, and whatever the terms are going to be, you put 2 months of payments or such and such amount of time. The property reverts back to the original seller, and then they don't have to worry about, they get to resell it in a sense, and they get their down payments and all that extra stuff from the sale of the first time, on top of all the payments that the person made or the buyer made over the period of time. And then with that, there's a third party payment processor that you would basically be paying, and then they pay the mortgage every month for the seller. And then with that, the seller is able to use those receipts that the third party payment processing company brings in and comes over with that. They're like, okay, here you go. This is showing that we're paying your mortgage every month. You don't have to pay it at all. And then the seller would be able to take that to their current bank or lender or whatever, show that they're not the ones actually paying for their mortgage, and they're able to get it off their DTI or debt to income, or just qualify for another loan just due to them not having to worry about this loan anymore. And then with that, it allows for them to do whatever they want afterwards. It takes about 1 to 3 months. I was trying to explain it to a realtor. I didn't know the full in depth. That's kind of the in depth ish. It's the high level or whatever, but I spoke with somebody that knows more on that. And then, kind of how I'm leaning for this business to work, it's going to be basically wholesaling first, into wholesaling and buying real estate. Real estate is going to be the main focus afterwards. Once the real estate's actually like, it's going to take a little bit, but buying a shit ton of real estate, and then once the real estate's actually bringing in a lot of money, then the real estate is going to be the main focus, with wholesaling as the secondary. And then eventually it's going to be real estate entirely, but then the wholesaling division is going to turn into just an investment division that is finding deals. So using the wholesaling methods, but for our company specifically and only. So then we don't have to pay assignment fees or anything like that. We're able to actually just make money directly. We are finding our own deals, outsourcing, building it a lot quicker than somebody else that is just a regular investor. They don't have any like out or in party or whatever you want to call it, like in company outsourcing deals and everything. But yeah, that's the main goal right now. So wholesaling is the biggest thing. Once this is making probably closer to like 100,000 a month, then it's going to be bringing in a decent amount of money. With that, we'll build as many real estate properties as possible, so getting as many in our belt, using our wholesaling as well. So that would be our actual deals. And then with those deals, we're going to be making a decent amount of money, and then using that spread, buying more and more properties until we stop. But I don't plan on stopping. We are just going to keep on building it, and then eventually paying off all the real estate. So then there's literally no debt on the real estate, and we're just free and clear on all the properties. And then it's just pure income, no debt, pure income, and then keep on doing it. Because pure cash flow is just more, it just snowballs. So basically, 100,000 turns into 200,000 very quickly when there's zero debt involved. Because if you have, say, $1,000 monthly mortgage, and that comes out, and you have 10 of those properties, that's 10,000 that's freed. And then say it's a 2,000, 3,000, whatever amount, it just keeps going and going, and then it just keeps growing. You're allowed to build it a lot faster. It's going to take probably 10 to 15 years, but 10 to 15 years compared to never in your lifetime, I think I would take that deal. That's me. I can't say for you. Like, sure, you guys might want less. You might want more. I know I'm building for a $1 billion company. You guys might not want or care for that. It's a lot of work. I can tell you that from the experience. I can tell you it's not easy. When I say it's not easy, it's just a lot of long nights, a lot of long days. You just have to be consistent, continue doing the work. That's it. And then making the calls, doing what's needed, outreach, lead follow-up, everything. That's all you got to do. At least in this business. Cleaning, it's a little different. Still hard. It just a different type of hard. I didn't really like it at all. You have to deal with customer complaints, deals, client complaints, cleaner complaints, cleaner problems, cleaners not showing up, all sorts of service problems on top of sales and marketing issues. And I'd rather have marketing and outreach issues on top of, like, sure, deals are going to fall through, contracts are going to get deleted or just stopped because you're not able to find a buyer or whatever reason. But that's kind of where we're at right now. And yeah, I'm just growing this thing. We're working on our first deal. Once that first deal, it's going to keep this ball going rolling. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Marcus out.